All right. So the other day, I think it was Friday night, actually, I did a guy talk, a live feed guy talk with a couple of my friends. And the topic was, how do you know a woman is promiscuous? Top signs, how you know a woman is promiscuous. I deleted it. It came out like shit. The audio was trash. My friends really didn't have anything to add. One of the problems that I have is that my friends are old because I'm old. I'm 46. So all my friends are in their 40s and 50s for the most part. I know a couple of young guys, but for the most part, my closer friends are in their 40s and 50s. They're all married. They all have kids. They're out of the game. They don't understand how much social media has changed the game, so on and so forth. So they really didn't have much to add. And had other people trying to come in that didn't know technology again because they're old. It was really just a shit show. So I deleted it. I got rid of it. So what I decided to do is I decided that I was going to condense the top signs that I think into this video so that it'll just be a lot easier for people to watch instead of watching an hour of a shit show and getting to all of them. All right. So it'll be really easy. Now, a couple of things before we get started. The first thing is I'm obviously generalizing. I'm not saying every girl is exceptions to the rule. Anytime a scientist does a research study, okay, it always turns out that 90% of this or 80% of that or 85% of this or 75% of that, and majority rules. Okay. There's obviously exceptions. Okay. The other thing is if you think I don't respect women because I'm aware of the signs, then you're just an idiot. All right. Because I can tell immediately if I have respect for a woman from one conversation or from one interaction. And if I have respect, it is tremendous respect. And that being said, I've had a lot of women on my podcast, and I respect the majority of them. Some of them, not so much because I've had other entanglements afterwards, but the majority of the women that I have had on my podcast in an interview and have been gracious enough to come on my podcast and help me and go above and beyond and so on and so forth, I respect tremendously. And also, family members, so on and so forth. And also, I also know like from one interaction or one conversation that I'm not going to respect a particular girl. And I'm sorry, but respect is earned, right? It's not just granted because you're a woman and I just give you respect. No, I might on the outside fake because I'm trying to be nice, but internally I don't respect you. But if you know me well enough or know human nature well enough, you know if I really respect you or not. Like, for example, I have a friend. I do shows with him all the time, Jason Arns. He's a retired professional bodybuilder. I had a booth at his show, and he is married, and he has two little girls, a beautiful family. Never met his wife. The first time I met his wife was that show. She came over to me. We talked, and in 2 seconds, I put this woman in the respect category like that. She was the nicest person. She was there helping. You could tell she loves her husband. You could tell she was a family person. She has 2 beautiful kids that they're raising properly. Immediately, it was like, oh, this is the type of woman that I am going to have the most respect for. But in my life, there have been girls that I've noticed red flags where I am going to state that they can be or would be promiscuous. So let's just start off immediately. Okay, so I have 10, but then I have a couple of others if the person also has kids. Because there's a couple of signs you could check if the person has kids as well, including, because the kids get involved. Okay, so the first one, drinks heavily. Now, I don't mean she comes home and opens a bottle of wine because she had a rough day at work and she has a glass of wine or two and she's relaxing. No, I'm talking this girl likes to drink to the point where she is ossified, like she is drunk, especially as they get older. They're in their late 20s, early 30s. Even older, and they're still drinking like this. I mean, this is a red flag for me because your guard is always down, and drunk girls are a big target for guys that are looking to get laid. I mean, their guard is constantly down, and in my experience, if a girl drinks like this, she was always very easy to get in her pants. Again, I could be wrong, but this is my show. So these are my signs. And if you don't like it, tough shit. It's my YouTube channel. All right. The second thing, if she travels alone a lot. All right. Obviously, if she has an occupation that needs her to travel a lot, like she works for some firm and she has to go to Chicago to do some, speech or whatever the case may be. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about attractive girls that have a mediocre job and she's traveling to go on vacation alone often. Somebody's flying her out. She's not going on her own. Okay. Somebody's flying her out. Nobody goes on a relaxing vacation by themselves. They go with friends, they go with husbands, they go with wife, they go with their children, they go with family, whatever the case may be. But if she's going to Dubai for the weekend, or she's going to Miami for the weekend, or Las Vegas, or any of the big, party places by herself, it's a red flag. She's promiscuous. She's a 304. All right. So the next one is, if you're looking at her Instagram and she has a link at the top with her OnlyFans or a Cash App, yeah, I would really consider that a hoe, because you're basically saying in smaller terms, I'm selling my body for you to see. And bad red flag, bad toxic energy. You do not want to get involved with a girl like that. The next one, this one is like, really, if you're really experienced, like, and you've been single, like I'm married a long time, but when I was single, I remember this, if a girl's apartment is a mess, or her car is a disaster, or her phone is cracked, those are big signs that you are just living a chaotic life. And if the small things can't be in order in her life, like her apartment being clean, a car being clean, I mean, how difficult is it to clean your car? You run through a car wash, they clean it for you. It's not very difficult. Your phone is cracked. How easy is it to repair that? I mean, most people have insurance and they could just get it fixed. I mean, it's very, very simple. So if the smaller things in life are not organized, you could bet the house that the larger things are not organized, like relationships, like sex partners, like, home, like, home life. I mean, like family, and so on and so forth. Here's another one. If you actually have sex with a girl and she really doesn't want to be bothered with you after that, like there's no emotional attachment, yeah, she's a 304. She's promiscuous, okay? Because women, generally speaking, are always attached when they have sex with a man. It's an emotional attachment that they have, okay? Guys are a little different. Guys could have sex and it means absolutely nothing. This has been since the dawn of time, but girls, generally speaking, if they have sex and they don't want anything to do with you anymore, or they're avoiding your calls, or so on and so forth, yeah, they're a 304. Okay. Okay. Oh, here's a good one. If you're out at a bar or a club and you meet a girl and she gets in your car because you want to go to her house, or she wants to go to your house, she gets you in your car very easily, very comfortable. Like she's very comfortable sitting in your car. She only met you that night. Yeah. Promiscuous, 304. Really, really a hot sign that says, I've done this plenty of times. We don't want to do that. Guy friends. A lot of guy friends with no girlfriends. If you talk to a girl and she goes, I don't like hanging out with girls, all my friends are guys. One, they either friend zoned some of them, and two, she slept with some of them. Okay. So, and again, if you go out drinking with a guy friend and you're drunk, right? This is how they intertwine. Her guard is down. She sleeps with them. Okay. Well, she knows them. She's comfortable with them. She hangs out with them. They talk, so on and so forth. That's kind of common, right? If she works in the nightlife industry, if she's a dancer, a stripper, a bartender at a go-go place, yeah, these are girls you do not want to get into a serious relationship with, okay? Because in that world comes fast money, nightlife, drugs, alcohol, not nice guys, okay? Not very nice guys at all that are regulars at these places. And the girls look at you like you're a trick. They look at you like, what's the best way I can get money out of this guy? What can I do to get money out of him? That's their job. And believe me, if the money's high enough, there's no ceiling. They'll do whatever. Okay. And they've seen it done. plenty of times, and it's totally justified in that world. All right. If she has been with a celebrity, I mean, she's sitting in the front row of some kind of like, I don't know, hip hop concert. I've heard of hip hop artists just going, those girls in the front, bring them back to my room. I dated a girl a very long time ago that was in she worked for, I forgot which strip club in New York City. And she was friends with Mace. Why would Mace be your friend? Okay. He's not your friend. He's either looking to bang or he's banged you. All right. Anyway, now we're going to get to the two signs if they have kids. Now, just because they have kids doesn't mean the other ones are exempt. They still are included if you have kids, but these are signs to look out for if they have kids also. Okay. If that makes sense. If they never have a problem finding free time, if you say, hey, what are you doing tonight? It's a Tuesday night and it's a Tuesday afternoon. And she's like, let's go out. Oh, sure. Yeah, no problem. And she either, she never has a problem finding a sitter or finding free time. Oh, that's a big, big, big red flag. And the other one is, if you meet the kid immediately, like if you go to her house the first time or her apartment the first time, the kid comes to the door immediately, right? You meet her immediately. Oh God, yeah, I know. How many boyfriends is this kid going to meet? This just shows that they don't care about any of that crap. All right. So that's my entire list. Now, obviously, I've left out the stuff like, 3 kids with 2 different fathers, never been married, and she's 35 years old. If I have to explain that one, then you're just an idiot and you should watch somebody else's show, right? Because my YouTube channel is for dudes, all right? I mean, girls can enjoy it too. I'm not saying girls don't want to watch it, but it's primarily for dudes. So all my interviews are going to be for dudes. They're going to be for guys, okay? My one-on-one commentary, me talking into the mic, is going to be for guys. It's not going to be really for girls. And I'm also going to be doing the news, and that's also going to be for guys, okay? Because I do it with my friend Justin. You probably, if you watch my channel, you know who he is. He's very funny, but the comedy is very edgy, and the comedy could be very offensive, but it's funny. It's really funny. And then I do, the bodybuilding stuff with Jason Arms, and even then, we say things that could be controversial. We talk about anabolics and we talk about weight loss drugs and we talk about different types of bodybuilders and different coaches and so on and so forth. But for the most part, I mean, my channel is targeted for men because I'm a dude and I know how dudes tick. And in my lifetime, I've learned human nature, female human nature. And yes, those are 2 degrees. Okay. One's in psychology, one's in business, one's a master's, one's a bachelor's. So, and I do my research. Right? I don't just come on here talking out of my ass. So this is where it comes from. All right. So that's it. That's the end. So I could cut this down quick. Anyway, if you like what you see, please subscribe and share. Even if you don't like what you see, subscribe and like and share. Okay. Because I got really good interviews coming up. I'm breaking into the MMA world and I got some top MMA guys coming on. I have a really good interview coming up soon with Joanne Gallo, who was a girl who worked directly for Santo Trapacante. And he was the mafia boss of Florida. And at one point, he was one of the most powerful mafia bosses in the country. He sat on the commission. And there's even rumors floating around that he was one of the mafia bosses that organized JFK's assassination. So she worked directly for him. It's going to be a tremendous interview. And believe me, a lot more coming up. All right, guys, listen, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace.